Writing came into my life even when I was young. When I was little, I liked to write stories, and it primarily came because of reading. I loved reading even from when I was really little. Maybe in middle school, I realized that writing was an outlet. And when I would feel down, especially through hard times, writing could pick me up out of that. And then it seems to have been for a while, it would be just during those times that I would use it. And later I became to also use it for joy and positive things. But it seems like it really got me through the hard times. So I think that I really found value in that. And I've just then, as I've, grown through writing, I've really enjoyed being able to bring it to people through their hard times, through workshops and different things along that time.
She's also incredibly creative. She writes stories all the time, not just for things on campus, but she has things published in different periodicals in Ponca. She goes to writers' retreats all the time. She's a natural writer.
Well, loving to write and then moving to being a professor of writing, I just think that I've always known I wanted to teach. When I went back to school and was with literature and writing, my sweetheart thought, oh, we're going to be poor forever. She's never going to stop going to school because I love learning. But, teaching, you continue to learn. And so as soon as I got in the classroom, my own classroom, he thought, oh, good. Because he knew that I'd want to be teaching full time. And he was right. And it just, to pass that on, that the love of reading, the love of writing, and people discovering themselves through writing, I just knew that it was what I wanted to do.
The students opened up to her. And that's what I loved, that they trust her enough to share with her some of their deepest, some are so dark. And then she comes home and she has it with her, and I say, you can't save everybody. And she says, but I don't know, it's almost like she says she wants to.
I don't think she realizes how much she's given me without noticing it. Even when school would go on breaks, she would have students who couldn't go home because they were in a whole nother country, or they just didn't want to go home. They didn't want to see their family. And I remember her just inviting all of her students that didn't want to go home to come to her house, and they'd feed them and they'd spend time with them just because it's the right thing to do.
In one class I had with her, I think it was actually the poetry class, we were studying poetic form and essentially the rules of poetry. And I was like, this is silly. I don't care about any of this. I don't want to I don't want to follow the rules. And she told me, she's like, you have to know the rules in order to effectively break them. And that was a very impactful statement to me. And I've taken that and actually applied that to almost every single aspect of my life.
I think the Marlys that you see in the classroom is the same Marlys you're going to see outside the classroom, and the same Marlys we see all the time. I think her personality and her ability to care and give is how she is all the time. She is somebody who's taught me that it's okay to care a little bit too much. It's okay for something to consume you for a little bit too long. And it's always it's never half empty, it's never half full, it's just, can I get a refill? There's always a positive outlook on life, and that's just who she is.
She's very happy-go-lucky, very positive, but you can tell there's things that, she had to learn from, and that's how she got here. She kind of teaches you how to learn from where you're at and how to get to a better perspective, I think.
I would say she is endlessly compassionate as a human being and just is always just thinking about how she can help people, what her role is to help people to be better themselves to honestly, and it's not in any kind of forceful way at all. It's more of just modeling and asking questions and just really encouraging people to grow.
She's willing to share of her time, of her feelings. She also tends to give small gifts that are also very thoughtful. So whenever she does bring a gift over to me, I know that it's a very personalized type of gift. It's not just something generic that she's going to give everybody, but I feel like she's chosen it just for me, and so it makes you feel special.
My mom's an immigrant from Mexico, and we live in South Texas, and we lived in a neighborhood where it was, you could say, yeah, our neighborhood was all Hispanic, and everybody spoke Spanish, grocery stores, and we had our own theater and everything. And then to fit, going to school and everything, to fit, you went from being Jose to being Joe. So I was Joe Cervantes, And so when I met Marlys, she goes, "You're not Joe Cervantes." I said, "Yes, I am." She goes, "No, you're Jose. That's your name." I said, "You should be proud. You should stand tall with that. That's what your mom gave you. Be who you are, and try not to be somebody that you're not." And that's just the type of person that she is,
She's always going to be there for you. Even I've been away for almost a decade now, and even now, if I needed to, I could reach out to her, and she'd be like, I'll be there for you."
Yeah, she's got like that good mom vibe, like everyone's mom.
Absolutely.
Like,
She stands up for so much, for women's rights, for minorities, for, she's always right there, making sure and even correcting people when they're step out of line about situations like that. She's just one of a kind.
I think Marlys has influenced me the whole time I've known her, mostly by reminding me that I am capable of doing things and that my work and my effort is worthwhile and worth sharing with other people. Despite the fact that I have known her for over 10 years now, I feel like I still run into the same barrier of, oh man, does this thing I created deserve to go out into the world? And she is always the first person to say, yeah, obviously.
Kindness goes a long way. That things might get frustrating in this job, but that battling it with kindness is better than any other approach.
A large part of what she does is let people know that they're important and how they're important. And that's kind of really inspired me to kind of be a little bit more empathetic and softer on the students. So whether they know it or not, they owe Marlys.
I didn't even know about Cowley College. Here it is, only 30 miles from my home. I had no idea about it. And I was looking online, and a position had opened up, an English position had opened up at NOC, and I had applied for it. And I looked online, and there was one open at Cowley College. And so I put in for it. Had never been here. And I had an interview at both of them. And the first one I went to was at NOC, and I went over there and I interviewed, and it all went great, and everything went fine and everything. And the next day I had one here, and I came here. And this was a tougher interview. I had to do a teaching presentation and everything, and they had a larger group. Like there I had 2 people interview me. Here there were like 5 on the team, and I had to do this teach. But I left here going, this campus is beautiful. It's here in the middle of the city. I had no idea. And I got in my car, and I called Jose, and I said, I don't know. If this position isn't for me, I don't know what is for me. I just left feeling like, but I didn't know. I went home, and that night they called me, and they offered me the position, and I said yes. And the next morning, NOC called me, and I said no. Because I was so happy to have this one, and I've never regretted it. Not one time.
She has oversight on the pre-law program, so that works pretty closely with my program sometimes. So we've had several talks and consultations on how we wanted to run that and do that. And she's just always been there to help me out if I needed anything or give me advice. It's been wonderful getting to know her and work with her.
They would always bring me and my brothers to the games, volleyball, basketball, even soccer. They would always bring us to the games, and we always sat in the same row of chairs, and it was just being there, surrounded by them, and I would wear the little cheerleading outfit, and it was just amazing. And I remember like looking back and being surrounded by all these people who cared so much about her, but then it felt like you were included in that because they loved her so much. But my earliest memory is we were at a basketball game and I'm in a little cheerleading outfit.
With little signs that said, was it kill?
Yeah.
Kill, it was volleyball, kill.
Like I'm just a little blonde-headed girl with a sign that says kill. But I mean, that's my earliest memory, and I mean, being here, I mean, it's just, it's one that I'll cherish forever.
I don't think she misses a game if she can help it. She sits up in her seats up in the top and does play-by-plays on Facebook so other people can see. And she's just an all-around amazing person. To know Marlys is truly a blessing here at Cowley College.
How dedicated she has been to Cowley. Like, she has been so dedicated and she's given so much to the school. And I think it's honestly a better place because she's been here and because of all of the things that she's done for us.
We've never felt the chaos walking into this department. We have each other's back, we support each other, we know we can walk in here and, we're happy to be here. And this department has always, been strong and been there for one another. And I will so miss this group of people.
She definitely is a strong student advocate, and she's very a strong advocate also for her faculty within her department, that she will go to bat for them, she will continue to support them, and that's just a fine quality in an instructor.
She takes care of us professionally, but she also takes care of us as people, right? That's a gift she has. So I think, hopefully we will all work really hard to maintain that same ideal, that same compassion and relationship with our coworkers and our students, right? Because she also does that in her classroom.
And she really takes the time to get to know who we are. She supports us not just, in our jobs, but in our lives. She'll show up out of nowhere for us at any time. I can trust her. She's inspiring. I mean, just the way that she interacts with her own students and everything. She's definitely been my mentor. I love I'm going to miss her. I'm going to start to cry because she's a really special person in my life. So I'm going to miss seeing her. She's across the hall from me. And I'm going to miss seeing her on a daily basis. But I'm very happy for her. Yeah.
I think Cowley is losing an integral part of the community, especially for like the English department. She runs the show, and she's very good at what she does. So that makes things harder as well.
We're definitely losing out on that foundation that she's built for us, and I hope we can keep it up. And in lighter things, we're also losing definitely the loudest laugher in probably Cowley.
Just her spark. She's a light. She's a light tower, And whenever there's any hint of darkness, it was easy to you could always find her light, and she would re-energize you.
Marlys's legacy here is going to be that tender, that wonderful, that caring person that everybody knew that they could count on. You may be able to fill the spot, but you can't replace the personality. That's going to be our biggest loss, losing her.
In the May edition of Ponca City Monthly magazine, Ms. Cervantes wrote about new beginnings. She wrote about what she's looking forward to as she ends her time at Cowley College. Ms. Cervantes declared, "I want to write more, travel more, and be outside more. I want more time with people I love, and less time structured quite so stringently by the time on a clock." Her Cowley friends and family wish her all those things and leave her a last message.
If I was going to say something to Marlys, I would say that change can be difficult and exhausting, but there are going to be great opportunities coming your way, and I'm excited to see what you do when you make it into this new space that you're going to. Thank you for investing in people. Thank you for investing in me. You've made an impact across the world with the work that you've done here, and there are a lot of people who are doing great things right now because of the influence that you've had on their life.
She is a very integral part as to why I am the way I am.
Come back. The place is not going to be the same without you. Marlys, thank you for all that you've done for me over the years, and I sure hope that we can keep in touch. And please stop in at Criminal Justice anytime.
Now that she's retiring, I just hope that Marlys treats herself with the same compassion and grace that she does everybody else, and allows herself to really relax and enjoy it. And, you know, if I call her 20 times with work-related questions, maybe ignore some of them. Maybe let some of those go and have fun and enjoy the freedom that comes with, you know, getting out of some work.
Marlys, it makes me so sad, but I know that we will still see you at the basketball games, and I hope that you take this time and enjoy your trips with your husband and your family, and enjoy them while you can. And always know, once a tiger, always a tiger, and we love you.
Have fun in Egypt. She's on her way to Egypt. I can't imagine how that's going to inspire her and how that's going to enhance her art. So I'm anxious to see how that transpires.
Thank you for all the time and the effort and the energy that you've put into Cowley, into Creative Claws, into all the things you're involved in, because that energy has like really allowed these things that you're a part of to shine. But at the same time, like, I think it's time, as much as you take care of other people, I think, you know, it's time for you to take care of yourself.
Being selfless is something really hard to learn, and I strive to be as selfless and as giving as a person she is one day.
This is a tribute to Marlys Cervantes. When I think of Marlys Cervantes, many descriptive words first come to my mind, like cheerful, creative, encouraging, and without a doubt, she's also very kind. We know she loves her family and every student she has taught. She's been an advocate for others, and for righteousness she has fought. Her true Cowley spirit she's displayed by supporting student athletes through attendance at their games, loudly cheering from the stands and praising their performance by shouting out their names. If there was an assignment needing graded, or an additional task that must be done, piloting a project, providing feedback, checking grammar, then Marlys was the one. She has corrected my punctuation and sentence structure more than I'd ever like to tell. But thank goodness I had a few elements correct, because I rightfully could spell. She's a true team player, mentor, leader, and professional in every way, working for continuous improvement in people and processes each and every day. Her fun-loving, humorous, and expressive nature invokes laughter from within, then radiates outward to all of those around her to produce joyful smiles and grins. She has the keen ability to find deeper meaning on what surrounds us in this world and written word. She may find significance and symbolism translating to freedom and adventure when we simply see a flying bird. As hobby, she has a love of nature, gardening, photography, travel, poetry, and prose. How she'll spend her free time throughout retirement enjoying these, among other things, only Marlys knows. Developing the class schedule in the future just won't be quite the same. Getting every instructor and course section assigned always proved to be a challenging game. Looking to the future now, this Sherlock realizes that she may have to sleuth alone. Not sure who I'll call upon when I have concerns and want to pick a bone. Marlys, no matter what direction your travels take you, north, south, east, or west, we hope you'll always remember that within the Cowley family, Mrs. Cervantes was truly among our best. Thank you for every life you have touched and for every writer you have inspired. May you hold on to those special memories long, long after from Cowley College you have retired. I feel blessed to have shared this part of your life. Wishing you many blessings and happiness in the future, Marlys. Thank you for everything you have done.